Welcome back, it's Matt from Be Kind Pest Control, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. So what you see in front of you here are basically a variety of traps that I use. Now there are lots of other different traps out on the market, but these are the traps that I use and these are traps that work. I'm going to go through each trap, what they're for and how they work. I'm going to show you how to arm them, I'm going to show you how to disarm them, and then I'm going to show you how powerful they are. Each one of these traps has a different method of being armed, and each one of these is designed for a different animal. What you don't want to be doing is buying these traps and using them for a different animal, because one, it won't kill it, or two, it might maim it, and therefore it's an inhumane kill and the animal might suffer, or three, it might trigger the trap, but the trap might not do anything. It might not kill it, it might not do anything because you've used the wrong trap. So on the right of me here, we've got what's called the tunnel trap, and these are for moles. Okay, so that's a brand new one and that's a used one. And whenever you deal with moles, you should always wear gloves. Never put your fingers or hands on the traps themselves, because your scent, because the nose of a mole is so powerful, they'll smell that you've touched it and they'll avoid it. Then we've got the little snap trap for the mouse, snap trap for a rat. We've got a black cat mini, we've got a black cat large. Now you can get ones that have got a shorter neck here and they can go underneath kickboards. Like I said, there's a variety of different traps out there. These are what I use. There's going to be pest controllers saying, oh, don't forget about this trap, don't forget about that trap. I'm not interested in those traps. These are what I use, these are what work for me. What works for you is what works for you. This is what I use. Okay, this is what's called a Mark IV Fenn trap. This is what's called a Mark VI Fenn trap. Now obviously you can see, the bigger the trap, the more powerful it is. The more powerful it is, the more dangerous it is. Okay, so just be careful when dealing with large traps. They can break your fingers, they can break your hands. This is what's called a WCS tunnel trap. Okay, and that's for squirrels. These traps here, right, these are for rats. These traps here are for squirrels and rats. These are only for rats, and that is only for mice. Do not use that for mice, and do not use that for rats, because that won't hurt. That won't hurt a rat. I mean, if you watch, I'm going to arm it there. Didn't even hurt me, so it's not going to harm a rat, but it will kill a mouse. Then you've got here. The Doc 150. This is a very powerful trap. You have to make sure this goes in a box, because what you don't want is to have any non-target species walk on that and die. So you don't want cats, dogs, you don't want foxes on that. So it has to be on a tunnel trap like this. It has to be put in a tunnel system like this. So the squirrel would go through that hole there, go over the plate to get to the food at the back of here, setting the trap off, boom. And it can't get any other way, because basically you've got holes. You can smell the food. You can smell the food here, and it's going to be like, I want to get in, so it'll come around the front, go through that hole, go over the plate, boom, dead. Similar situation here. We've got a trap I built myself. Okay, so again, comes in through the front here, over the killing plate, boom, to the food. Doesn't make it to the food. Now this is a Doc 200. So the Doc 200 is more powerful than a Doc 150. So I'll show you those being armed and then going off. Anyway, let's start again from this side. So as I said before, this is the tunnel trap. This is the mole tunnel trap. And to basically set these, all you do, two thumbs, push down like that. Grab the lever, pull it over the top, and whilst holding the top, you're going to just get that little floating catch there. Get a little floating catch and just hook it behind it. So basically, I'm doing it again without gloves because the gloves kept getting in the way of me arming this. So push it down, and then you want to arm it like that. That's how you want to arm it. That's unarmed, that's armed. And what happens is, for the demonstration purposes, a mole will go through that part of the section there, and as it touches that ring, it will release that lever and killing it. And that's how you trap and kill moles. I'm not going to demonstrate where to put these, that's on another video. And that's how you trap a mole. But really what you want to be doing is making sure that you always do both sides. Because the mole could be coming from this way or it could be coming from that way. And what you want to make sure is whatever way it's coming from, it's going to get caught, and it's a quick, humane kill. You don't want to have it to suffer. Moving on, we've got a little snap trap. I prefer these, the metal bar ones, because they are a good way of killing mice quickly and effectively. I don't like the crocodile ones, the ones with the serrated teeth. Not a fan of those. You put your finger in them again, don't harm. Even the rat versions don't work. So to arm this, all you do is you grab this bar here and you pull it back, and you want to find the little catch at the back here, okay, and then that's it, locked in. Now to release it, hold the bar, squeeze the bar down, push the plate down, and then gently release the bar like that. Okay, so again, pull it down, click it into place, squeeze to release, push the plate down and release. Now if you find that you're pulling it back and it's not arming, it's because the plate is floating in the wrong direction. So you'll find that when you come to set this trap and it's not arming and it keeps falling, it's because the plate is level like that, you see. So what you want to make sure is the plate is down on this one, and then you lock it over with the little catch at the back. It will lift it up, and that's it. And then all the mouse has got to do is go for the center of that plate, touch the food, and that's it, trapped. Okay, moving on to the larger version, this one here, same situation, same system, same design, just a little bit bigger. Obviously designed for rats, not for mice. Don't put mice on this, because the mouse will jump onto this plate, and the bar will just jump over the top of it, and the mouse will just do a runner, and you've wasted your time rearming this. The food's gone missing, and you haven't got a kill. So for rats only, pull back on the plate, on the bar, 2 fingers, pull it back, and you hear the catch. Again, if you're having a problem with the arming, make sure the plate is in the right position. Situation is, again, you put the food in the middle here, the lure. Now I like to use peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter, and I'll basically get a blob of that. I'll put that in the center there, and then what you're looking for is a rat to bypass this plate, and that's it, dead. That's all it's got to do. Literally just step on that plate. I'll show you one more time. Arming it, pull it back. You can do 1 finger, 2 fingers. Okay, and then the rat will then go on the plate to eat the food, and it's dead. All right. Little demonstration to set this up. It's basically grab yourself a little bit of peanut butter like this. Put it in the middle like that. You can, what I like to do sometimes is put a little bit on the back plate here, because they might want to come around the back this way. Anyway, and then what you do is set that. That's ready to go. Nom nom nom, and it's dead. Moving on to the next trap. This is what's called a black cat trap. This is the younger brother, and this is the older brother. Depending obviously where you want to put them, you can obviously put these under kickboards, you can put these in the loft. Always make sure that wherever you put these, you're responsible about where you place them. You don't want to be catching non-target species, okay? So don't be putting this out on the path and alleyways. Don't be putting this in the back gardens just loose. Any cat, dog, fox could potentially go for that food, and then you've basically got a foul catch, and you don't want to hear an animal screaming in pain because it's done a foul catch and it's not died, you're going to hate the sound of a bad catch. Honestly, the animal screaming is horrible. So I'll show you quickly how to arm these. So to arm these, lift up this lever here. You'll see this square section here, and all you want to do is you want to pull this up until it reaches this catch here, and then that's it, it's armed. To disarm it, there's a little lever on the back here. Pull this back, pull the lever down, and then gently release the pressure of that trap, like that. How this trap works: to arm it, lift it up. This there, I can hit that all I want, that's not going to go off. That's an arming pin. And that arming pin only works when you lift that lever up, which is the same on the back of here, to connect the release section here. So when you put the food in underneath this arm and the rat lifts it up, it will set the trap off. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. Boom. So how that works, I'm just going to show you. So what I like to do is put a few Weetos in there. Okay. What I also like to put on the base of this plate here is licorice all sorts, pepperami. You can use walnuts. You can use a variety of foods that it can push down on into, that the rat has to tug it out to obviously get it out. Then the bar will come down and dispatch it. Okay, so as you can see there, the licorice all sorts are sitting there nice and freely. The rat pulls it up and boom. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. So the rat pulls it up, and as you can see there, the rat would be dead. This is the big brother. So you can imagine how powerful that is. This is twice as powerful, very dangerous. Do not get your cat fingers caught in this. It will freaking hurt, if not break your finger. Same situation again. Pull this handle here, and you want to pull up the bar until it catches this lever here. Remember, this is the release lever and this is the arming pin. So do not play around with this arming pin when this plate is armed. So I'm going to arm this now. I'm going to lift it up. It's hooked on, and that now is armed. And I would place that down very gently. Same situation again. You basically be putting some food inside this plate here, and then all that happens is the rat will come along and pick up the food, and yeah, it's good night. Then we got the Mark IV and the Mark VI Fenn traps. Now these traps, they're good, they work. Not a huge fan of them, not gonna lie, not a huge fan of them. I get more success rate using these for squirrels than I do using these for squirrels, but I will use these if they don't go through the WCS channels or they don't go through the DOP channels, so they're almost like a backup. And they come with a chain, and the reason why they come with a chain is that you're going to screw this down onto a joist in the loft, and then when the squirrel goes on top of it, it will kill it. Now the problem is with squirrels is they have a tendency to jump about when they're trapped, and what you don't want is that trap to go bouncing down the loft and then you don't find your trap again. Or sometimes what you find is a rat might find that squirrel and try and take that body, and then it tries to take the body with the trap, and then you've lost that trap. So always tether your traps if you can. Obviously these you don't need to, but basically to arm this, there's a little pin at the back here, arming pin, and then there's a safety catch at the back as well. So there's a little safety catch there, little safety catch, and that is the arming pin. And that arming pin is going to go underneath that hook there. So to do that, we're going to pull this lever here forward and pull the bar, the killing bar, backwards, and then we're going to set the lever to lock in. So we're going to do that now. Pull that apart. Now while in situations like this, you could end up finding that you've put everything in the wrong place, so just relax it, put everything back to where you want it, rearm it, put everything over the bar, put the safety catch on the bar, give you a chance, you have to relax your fingers a bit, and then squeeze it back down, lift the bar up with the other fingers, and that's it, now armed. Now when you're happy with it, only then do you release the lever. you do not take that lever off until you're 100% happy. Also, don't forget to take the lever off, because if you leave the lever on and you put the food on that plate, and whatever comes for that, whatever squirrel comes for that and eats that food, you've not got a catch. So always make sure before you leave that you arm it, and then when you come back to take it away, to disarm it, put the lever on. I'm going to demonstrate now how powerful this trap is. As you can see, a couple of Weetos there, nice and light, so it won't kill a mouse. Alright, so you can use it for rats, yes, but I prefer black cats personally, all these. Right, anyway, so this is the killing plate. This is the killing plate here, this is the killing zone. The squirrel will come along, have a little munch, and then it's dead. As you can see there, it would have caught it by the neck, put it out of it within about 10 seconds. Sometimes it's an instant kill. Right, that's the Mark IV. This is the Mark VI again. Comes with a tether. Lock it down. Pull these apart. Put the safety catch on. Give your fingers a bit of a relax. And then you want to arm the plate by lifting up this plate here. Lift up the Mark VI plate there, and that wants to hook under that brass lever there. So let's push that down, lift the plate up, that's it locked in place. Now you've done that, you're ready now to release the safety bar, the safety lever. There's the safety lever there, release the safety lever, that's now armed. Now what you can do, you can then put the safety lever back on, you can put the food on, a bit of peanut butter on there, you can put whatever you want on there, tether it down, and then when you're ready, just remove the safety catch, and that's you done. Alright? And I'm going to demonstrate now how powerful this is when it goes off. So just be aware it's going to jump. Alright, so the safety catch is off, the arming pin is in, the plate is armed. Yep, there you go. That's it. Right, moving on. This is, like I said, the WCS trap. This is a tunnel trap, great for squirrels. The squirrel has to go through that tunnel there. Squirrels love going through these. I find these are 100% effective. Wherever you use them, in a loft, on a gutter, wherever you want to place these, squirrel goes through that, it's dead. It is brilliant, brilliant bit of kit. Obviously about 75, I think about 75 quid for one of these, so they're not cheap. So I do carry about 6 of these, because obviously whenever you go to deal with squirrels, you're not sometimes dealing with one, you're sometimes dealing with 4, 5 or 6 squirrels. To arm this is the killing bar. That's the arming pin, and that's the safety catch there. Safety catch, arming pin, and then you've got the killing plate there. That's the plate. Okay, so to arm this, you're going to need a lot of strength, because these can be quite tough to arm. Now, I push it down with 2 fingers. You can use one hand, whatever's easier for you. Right, I put it down, and as you push it down to the bar, just one thing as well before I show you this, that before you arm this, get a nice blob of peanut butter, put it on in that plate there, okay, and then arm it, because once you've armed it, then you're happy that you haven't got to put your hand in there to put your peanut butter in there. Okay, to arm it, push it down to the plate, put the safety catch over it, then put the arming pin over it. That's the arming pin there, and now that arming pin has to sit inside of the safety of that arming pin has to sit inside of the plate arm. So it goes inside there. Lift that up, and as you lift that up with your right index finger or your middle finger, you relax your thumbs, and that is now armed. Your safety catch can now come off. Safety catch goes back on. You can now take that away, relocate it, or you can then disarm it. Disarm it, all you got to do is push down on these 2, or push down with 1 hand, 2 hands, whatever's easiest. Push down, the arming pin will release, take the safety catch off, and that's how you arm and disarm this WCS trap. I'm now going to demonstrate the WCS trap going off. So we're going to arm it, the safety catch first, then the arming pin, then you lift the plate, lock it in. That is now plates locked in. Okay, remember the arming pin has to go underneath and inside that plate hole. Okay, safety catch is now off. That now is armed. That is armed, and that is a very dangerous and powerful trap. But I'm going to demonstrate it now. Squirrel goes through, goes for the peanut butter, and that's it. It's not coming out, right? Now you've got a carrying handle. You can take the squirrel away, lower it out, lower down the handle, release the squirrel, and you can either rearm that or you can put that back into storage. Okay, those are those traps covered. We're now moving on to the DOC 150 and the DOC 200. Again, you can buy these pre-made, ready to go. It's called the Trapinator. That's got the DOC 150 in it. This is one I made. If you're interested in making something similar to this, it's dead simple. Basically, get the DOC 200 or 150, get a piece of wood, measure it so that it's very tight gap, so nothing can bypass this area here. Put some sides on it, and then put some securing pieces on the front and back. If you want the measurements, I can pass you those, but it's dead easy to make. And then I put a bit of mesh in there so that the squirrel can't access to the food in this tray. So there's a little tray in there. I basically put the food in that. So I basically get my Cheerios or my nuts, put that in there, and then once I've done that, obviously then I'm going to set the arm the trap. Now these ones are very powerful, right? You don't want to be deploying these unless you're 100% sure there's no other animal is going to go near these. You don't want to be putting these outside. So I'm going to show you now how to arm them. So the Trapinator, you can buy one of these with a box. These all come pre-fitted. Just literally just got to set them up really. So for the DOC 150, in here is you'd put your food inside that little casing area, that little pot, or put it on top of the plate. Put a bit of peanut butter on top of that plate there. Secure it down and lock it in place. So the squirrel's going to bypass through there, through past this plate, round this way, over the killing plate to get to this bit of food, and then it will trap it and dispatch it. I'm going to demonstrate how to arm the trap now. This is the arming pin. This is the trapping bar, and that is the plate. That's the killing plate. All right, that's the plate there. So when I demonstrate to arm this, you're probably better off to disarm it just by touching it with the screwdriver rather than trying to release it and disarm it, unless you feel really confident doing it and you've been doing it regularly. So this handle here, it's got to come up and sit behind this pin, but this pin here is going to go in front of this little catch here, so it stops it from that plate from lifting up too high. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. So I'm going to lift this up. It's quite tough, these are. Right. There we go. That's the DOC 150 armed. I'll do the same again. DOC 200. Same again. Lift that up. There we go. Right. I'm just going to show you a little bit more closer how that looks. So as you can see, that is the trap set. So it has to go in front of that little marker pin point at the bottom down there. Then a handle goes over the top, hooks into place. The screw will go over that, or the mink, or the weasel, whatever it is you're aiming to catch. Go past that. To get to that, the bar will come down and dispatch it. And that's why you've got to be careful of. There is a safety catch that comes with these. I just don't bother with them because I just pretty much set them up where I want them and arm them. Anyway, so I'm going to show you now quickly how the DOC 200, how powerful the DOC 200 is when you obviously set that off. The screw will come through the gap here. Oh, why doesn't it go through the top, you said? Well, yeah, I know. I thought you were going to ask me that question. So I've created a lid for it. I've then got these straps that go over the top of it and around it. And I've created these straps so that nothing can get over the top. It can only go that way. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate now the trap going off. Be prepared. This is the most powerful trap I own. This is more powerful than all of these traps. This is the most lethal of them all. I will not deploy this unless I absolutely have no other option. So I prefer to keep using these as my favourable choice before I then step into the DOC 100s and 150s and 200s. 3, 2, 1. There you go. I think that's broke my screwdriver. Yeah, marked my screwdriver really bad. So as you can see, that trap is no longer armed, so I can now, if I want to, put that back in storage. Same with this one. This one will come with a little screw, and you basically put that on top, lock that into place. So I'd lock this in place and then put a little screw in the back of there to lock this from being lifted up. Once you put the screw in, then obviously this can then be carried, and now these are all ready now to go back in the van and be ready to be deployed on any jobs that I've got coming up. It is the winter, which means we do have rodent season here now, so I will be using a lot of these traps now. If you've got any questions on anything I've shown you today, put the message in the comments below. If there's any traps that I haven't covered and you want me to demonstrate how to use them, put them in the comments. And obviously there's going to be some pest controllers out there who are going to say, oh, you should do this and you should do that, or you use this and use that. For those pest controllers who want to say that, get yourself a table, put your traps out, do the same as me, demonstrate them, and I will come and watch your trap setting, and I'll come and have a look and listen and learn. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully you found that interesting, and like I said, if there's nothing I've covered, let me know. If you've got a problem with rats, squirrels, mice, moles, or any other pests, then do get in touch. Be Kind Pest Control. We are passionate about pest prevention. We're making sure the pests don't come back, but we're also passionate about saving bees. Okay, that's what we're called Bee Kind. We save bees. Okay, we don't save squirrels. We don't save squirrels. We don't save rats. Okay, we are humane in how we deal with rats and squirrels by trapping them and killing them instantly. We don't let them suffer. Okay, that's what it means by humane, is killing them instantly. Don't let them suffer. I love how a helicopter just wants to come about on the day I'm doing all this. Hopefully you've heard me. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching this. And yeah, like I said, if you've got any questions, stick in the comments, and I'll answer them the best I can. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.